Today, we're gonna unpack a moment that was about so much more than just a single cricket match. We're talking about that historic day India's U19 women's team brought home their first ever T20 World Cup. I mean, this was a win that completely changed the landscape of the sport and sent a powerful message across the entire globe.
And it all kicks off with these four simple but unbelievably powerful words. Words that the players reportedly said right after their victory. Sapna tha, aaj sach hai. It was a dream, and today it's true. This one little line, shared across 1 billion screens, just perfectly sums up the entire emotional journey we're about to explore.
So let's start at the beginning, because, every great victory doesn't start on the field, it starts in the mind. This first chapter of our story is called Ek Sapna Tha, or There Was a Dream. To really get what this win means, we've got to understand the years and years of hope that came before it. Now look at this, because the whole story is basically right here, in the space between these two words. On the left, you've got Sapna, the dream, the collective hope, the big aspiration. And then on the right, Hakikat, the reality, the actual trophy, the victory confirmed. The whole journey of this World Cup, everything we're talking about, is that incredible leap from the Sapna on the left to the Hakikat on the right. And this quote, it just nails that leap perfectly. Jo kabhi sirf sapna tha, aaj hakikat ban gaya. What was once only a dream has become reality today. You can just imagine this being said not just by the players, but by every single young girl watching at home, seeing a brand new reality being built right in front of her eyes. It's the finish line of one amazing journey and the starting pistol for so many others. But here's the thing, a dream all by itself is just a wish. To make it real, you need fuel. You need some fire. And that brings us to our next section, Har ball mein junoon, passion in every single ball. Okay, so it is absolutely crucial that we understand this word junoon. It doesn't just mean passion, it's bigger than that. Think of it like an all-consuming fire, an obsession, a relentless, unstoppable drive to get something done. This was the engine that powered every single moment on that field.
But that junoon, that fire, it wasn't just about personal ambition. No way. It was tied to something so much bigger. It was about carrying Desh ka garv, the pride of the entire nation, on their shoulders. They weren't just playing for themselves, they were playing for the hopes of millions of people standing right behind them.
And this line just perfectly fuses those two powerful forces together. Think of it as the team's unofficial motto. Har ball mein tha junoon, har run mein tha desh ka garv. In every single ball, you had that personal fire. And in every single run, you had the weight of the nation's pride. This wasn't just a game. It was a mission where personal fire met national duty on every inch of that pitch. So what happens when that kind of passion slams into that level of pride? Well, you get a moment that makes history. Which brings us to the climax. Dunya ko hila diya. They shook the world. This line, it became the headline, the rallying cry. India ki betiyon ne dunya ko hila diya. India's daughters shook the world. And that's not an exaggeration, not at all. In a sport that's been dominated by other nations for so long, this wasn't just a quiet little win. It was a seismic event, a declaration to the entire sporting world that a new, undeniable force had arrived.
And just like that, the journey from dream to reality is complete. The sapna is now hakikat. And the final word is so beautifully simple and wonderfully real. World Cup ab Bharat ke paas hai. The World Cup is now with India. It's not an aspiration anymore, it's a fact, carved into the history books forever.
For an achievement this huge, there's really only one right response from all of us. A heartfelt and massive salute to the women in blue. A salute to their grit, their junoon, and their absolutely incredible, world-shaking accomplishment. But hey, the story doesn't just stop when they lift the trophy. The real impact of a victory like this is what happens next. So let's look at our final chapter. Ik ne misal, a new example. This word, misal, is so important. It's more than just an example. It's a legacy. It's an achievement so big that it creates a whole new benchmark of what's possible, inspiring millions of young girls across the country to go pick up a bat and start dreaming their own big dreams. And that brings us to the ultimate takeaway, right? The final score will one day just be a number, but the real legacy is captured in this thought. ये सिर्फ जीत नहीं, ये एक मिसाल है. This isn't just a victory, it's a new example. It's a message sent to every single village and city that what was once considered impossible is now the new standard.
So as we close out this amazing story of a team of lionesses, it kind of leaves us with a question. Because this kind of strength, it's not just on a cricket pitch, it's all around us. Which brings me to you. Aapki Sharni kaun hai? Who is your lioness? Who is that woman in your life? A mother, a sister, a friend, a colleague, who just inspires you with her strength and achieves the impossible?
Because celebrating this kind of strength is